Vanakkam. Today we are going to talk about a very subtle and profound topic, innocence, the elixir of surrender. Vanakkam Aasaan, in our previous short session on anxiety and the resistance, we briefly talked about surrender. So today I would like to explore about this a bit more deeply with your guidance. What I understand is that surrender to Ammayappa, the Supreme, is the simplest and most natural thing to do. But for many people, it feels difficult, even distant. For them, they find it very difficult to get the grasp of it. Some people even feel that surrender requires a lot of practice, plenty of time and discipline too. So there are even some people, they even don't know that there is such a thing called surrender exists. So what they do, they keep searching everywhere for answers to their questions, their struggles, even if they are trying to understand about themselves. They go to people, they practice meditation, they even reach out to organizations or professionals for support without understanding what they really need. So today, I would like to ask, what is surrender? What does it really mean? Why do we feel the need to surrender? And what is really needed to surrender? In this context, why innocence is essential to surrender?
Lavanya, that's fine. It's good to have a conversation with you again. It always surprises me when I hear things about practicing surrender. What an irony is that. If somebody is trying to sleep, he will not sleep. Actually, sleep is the best way to surrender. In our Tamil Marabu, in our tradition, death and sleep are almost equal. Both are insisting us to do nothing, and they actually both are instructing us, you have got nothing to do, to sleep and to be alive forever. One cannot be alive forever. One cannot be without sleep forever. These are similar things. This has been taught in our tradition to us. Tirukural has stated this idea clearly. You know that well. And let me come to the core of the question. Why innocence is doing essential part in surrender? So the idea of surrender is accepting the truth that we are nothing. It's a very basic thing to accept we are nothing. Innocence is compelling us to accept that we are nothing. Surrender is neither a philosophy nor a theology, because it is the truth. Let me state one thing clear. Truth is not a philosophy. It's a simple thing. Actually, it's the simplest thing. When you are trying to do something with knowledge, the job or even a venture can be successful. Sometimes it may fail you. When you succeed, you think your knowledge has helped you or guided you. That's a fact. But when you fail in that venture or even in any small things, you think you didn't learn well. See the difference? When you succeed, you hope that your learned things helped you and guided you. When you fail, you think you have not learned well.
Mhm.
In both uh, circumstances, you put yourself here and there, but you put forth the education or the knowledge you gained before your own inner self and your own capability of knowing things. That's a bad thing. Knowledge cannot lead you to anywhere you wish to go. Knowledge can assist you by walking behind you. As a person or as a human being, you must lead the way by yourself. You may gain knowledge, you may learn a lot of things, and all those ideas, lessons, guidance should be following you by assisting you. Knowledge cannot be your boss. You are the boss to your knowledge. If something doesn't help you or it misguides you or even is misfits with any context you are about to lead, you just shed that thing and lead the way. This idea, what I have explained so far, is coming from the innocence. When you are innocent, you keep on learning. When you accept that you are innocent, you are eager to learn things. And an innocent person eventually would lead the life by his own ideas and wishes with grace of God. In the societal values of um, educational system, the gained knowledge and learned lessons always instruct you what to do and not to do.
Mm.
Now, I am asking, you learn something in any field, those lessons were written by too many of experts, those lessons were interpreted by too many of teachers, and those lessons are taught by so many or too many persons according to their understanding and beliefs.
Mm.
Now, you don't know who is or what is behind the concept of the knowledge you gain? You just seek a knowledge to do something. You just learn a knowledge to cross over a hurdle or surpass some barriers. You succeed and you fail. But you never know who are all involved in this system of knowledge. And you never know in what ways these lessons were interpreted and where these things are taught to you. You never know these things. And I believe nobody is raising these questions at all. Now, the system of education has become a commercial hegemony. You don't have a right to raise a question against any system of knowledge. You don't have uh, a right to raise your voice against your medicinal practices, legal practices, political practices. You don't have any right to raise your voice against the so-called scientific technologies, inventions. You don't have right to raise your voice, idea, and change even a single bit of it. All you have to do is to follow what is taught to you. All you can do is to be submissive and humble to the system of uh, knowledge, which is depicted like a temple. You just bow before the system of education and you are being humble and following whatever is taught to you. Now you are a prisoner of the system. You have lost your way. You have lost your innocence. And you don't even know how to be innocent. And you are afraid of innocence. As if you are innocent, you will be done by the circumstance. Actually, people are fearing to be innocent as they are thinking that their knowledge is only protecting them. But I would say your gained and learned knowledge is only having you all as captives of scientific technological hegemony of corporates and states, which are ruled by those hegemonies. There is no preaching or even a simple lesson about identifying one's inner self in true way. As you said in your introduction, there are too many practices. There are too many, and not even there are practices. There are too many of um, institutional ways to teach how to surrender. What an irony is that you cannot have an education system to teach how to surrender. Surrender is the idea to know nothing, to do nothing, and just float yourself in the sea. You cannot swim even in a pond or a little pool with the logical correlations of uh, hands and legs. You know that pretty well. Everybody who listens this know this well. The logical correlation of fingers, lungs, and palms can teach you how to swim, but nobody can swim with that logical correlation. If you want to swim in the sea, you should be innocent. You should accept that you know nothing about the sea. You should accept that you don't know how to swim. Then you will have to be sitting in the shore and just keep watching the sea and its tides. Keep on watching them. Keep on walking by the shore. Just put your feet into the sea and feel the warmth. Your fear will be going away slowly. By this step by step, wishful activities, you will be understanding what is the nature of seawater, what is the nature of tide, what are the differences between tides and waves. You will be feeling these things in your mind. Then one day you will be diving into the sea and swimming. Now, the innocence has taught you not only to swim, it has taught you about the sea. When you seek a technical know how, you will get it. As I said earlier, you may succeed and fail, but our way teaches us something different and unique. When you lead yourself in the path of innocence, you learn too many things before you reach your goal. This is the essence of life. If you reach your goal in one step, how will you be living in this world without stress, depression, and anxiety? The life should be as long as you wish to be here. When you are innocence, the longevity of life will be pleasant. But but if you are adamant to succeed in each and every steps, you will gain knowledge. You will be a successful person. You cannot live for even a moment. That is why we say innocence is the elixir of surrender. It is the elixir. Innocence is the elixir of surrender. When you surrender yourself to our Creator, Ammayapar, He will teach you too many lessons through your mind. Rather than gaining knowledge from your fellow persons, why don't you pray God and gain wisdom from Him? If you are accepting that you are a child with no knowledge, our parents will feed you with wisdom. They never let you down. When you were in your womb, your actual and first home, did you grow yourself by your efforts? No. The innocence of a fetus feeds it, makes it stronger, and pushes it out as a complete human being. Where does it go now? As you have grown well, you have learned a lot, you have gained some knowledge, you think you know everything, or you hope you can attain whatever you wish. There you fail to live your life. For a pleasant and peaceful life, one must be an innocent. He must be knowing to surrender all his efforts wishes to Ammayapar.
Thank you, Aasaan. I want to understand that in order to surrender, do we really need some practice or some techniques like meditation or any other methods to surrender ourselves to Ammayappa, our creator? It would be really helpful if you can guide us through.
If the notion of surrender can be attained by some practices, namely yoga and something like that, this world would have been a paradise. Do you agree or not?
Yeah.
Because million of people are doing practices to surrender their self to God. If they have succeeded a little bit of their efforts, there will be no war, no disease, pandemic situations, no poverty, no stress, depression, anxiety, no mental illness. We would have been living in a paradise now. Is it happening now?
No.
No. Should I explain more?
Yes, please. Yeah.
No. Actually the explanation is not required. Everybody is saying that surrender is possible through some practices. You cannot practice the surrender. I always wonder how these people can even utter this word surrender by practicing something to surrender. When these institutional theologists or institutional preachers make a call for practices to surrender their devotees to God, actually they are pulling the crowd against the innate concept of surrender. Actually, they are leading the crowd against truth. The truth is simple. If you wish to surrender to to God, you must be alone for a while. You must be identify who you are. You must be transparent to yourself. You must be accepting all your deeds, and you must be ready to accept who you are. You should not put some spiritual identities or makeups to your actual past life. When you accept all your deeds without hesitation, shyness, and a guilty conscience, actually you are naked before God. Actually, you are naked before yourself. This is very simple thing to accept yourself in a lonely place. This is the gateway to reach out surrender. This much simple thing is that. It is this much simple. You just identify yourself, you just acknowledge yourself, and then accept yourself. That's it. Instead, these people are trying to cope up with their guilty consciousness. Actually, they are struggling with all their deeds they have done before these practices. These people are trying to get rid of their own sins in the name of some spiritual practices. You see, these institutional preachers, how do they live? Are they simple? No.
No.
No. Are they leading a simple way of life? No. All of them, or most of them, are crawling behind corporations. They are paid by corporates. They are paid by hegemonial states. Now they are preaching how to surrender. Actually, they have surrendered to the states and corporate exploitation. People who are actually innocent are having faith in these preachers. Actually, people are innocent. No, they are struggling with their own mouth and stomach. They are struggling with their own nights. Actually, they are uh, trying hard to cope up with their personal relationships. All these uh, innocent or incapable people are victimized by most of the spiritual preachers. So instead of teaching the truth, introducing the way of God, they are made to believe that some practices will get you near to God. Some practices will let you out from all your sins. People are willing to believe this. They need this to escape from what their escape from the situation with which they are hardly dying. We say, if you are willing to lead your life in true way, you just shed all these notions, fictitious ideas, beliefs, myths, and everything, and be naked in your mind. Accept all your sins, mistakes, flaws, wrongdoings, misconceptions, wrong interpretations, misunderstandings, and everything you have learnt so far. You just empty yourself and feel the darkness inside you. Then only you will see the light from within. Now you are seeing some electrical lights inside your mind. Switch them off, break them away, or even burn them. Let your mind fill with darkness. Don't never hate darkness. It is the source of light. Only through the darkness, light rises. You should hate the electrically lit up lights, not the darkness. Darkness is the source of everything. Darkness is the mother of light. If you feel the darkness in your mind, you become the child of our mother. She will show you what is light, and she will teach you wisdom with that light. This is the simplest thing. This is the simplest way to blessed by our Ammayapar. This can be done by anyone in any circumstance. You don't need to have a preacher. You don't need to have some guidances from any institution. You and God. Nothing intervenes between you. Again, I would like to reiterate my idea of darkness. Darkness is the mother of light. You should love that. You should feel it in your mind. Then you will be seeing the light from within your inner self. That is the truth of yourself. That is the truth for your life. This is the actual surrender.
Thank you so much for your insight. It is really helpful to understand about innocence and surrendering to Ammayappa. How we don't need any support, external support. We just can surrender ourselves to the Supreme. Thank you so much for your time.
That's fine, Lavanya. It was a good conversation for me too. We'll be discussing something else soon.
Yes, we will. Thank you so much.